Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into a topic of immense importance for anyone dealing with financial advice or products, especially when it comes to something as crucial as insurance or investments. How to ensure your financial advisor is properly licensed and adheres to industry regulations here in Canada. This isn't just about trust, it's about safeguarding your financial future. Let's start with what's probably the most immediate concern for many of you. How do you verify if a financial advisor is actually licensed to sell you a product or offer advice? It's a critical first step, and fortunately, in Canada, the system is designed to allow you to do this. The key is knowing where to look, and it largely depends on what type of advice or product they're offering. If you're dealing with an advisor selling life insurance or accident and sickness insurance, they must be licensed by the provincial or territorial insurance regulator. Every province and territory has its own regulatory body. For example, in Ontario, it's the Financial Services Regulatory Authority of Ontario, or FSRA. In British Columbia, it's the BC Financial Services Authority, or BCFSA. Quebec has the Autorité des marchés financiers, or AMF. These bodies maintain public registries. The easiest way to verify is to visit the regulator's website for your province or territory and look for their public registry or license search tool. You'll typically need the advisor's name, or sometimes their firm's name, to conduct a search. This will confirm if they hold an active license, what type of license it is, and if there are any disciplinary actions against them. It's a very transparent system. Now, if you're looking at advisors who sell HAR mutual funds, exchange-traded funds, ETFs, or provide investment advice through brokerage accounts, they fall under securities regulation. These advisors need to be registered with the Canadian Securities Administrators, or CSA, which is an umbrella organization for provincial and territorial securities commissions. While there isn't one single national public database, like a single website for all provinces under the CSA, each provincial securities commission, like the Ontario Securities Commission, OSC, or the Alberta Securities Commission, ASC, has its own registration database. Even more commonly, these advisors will be registered with and supervised by either the Investment Industry Regulatory Organization of Canada, or IIROC, if they work for a full-service brokerage, or the Mutual Fund Dealers Association of Canada, or MFDA, if they work for a mutual fund dealer. Both IIROC and MFDA maintain searchable public registries on their websites where you can verify an advisor's registration, employment history, and any disciplinary records. This is usually the most straightforward way to check their credentials for investment products. For advisors who primarily offer financial planning services, and might use titles like financial planner or financial planning professional, it gets a little more nuanced. While there's no single mandatory licensing body for just financial planning advice across all of Canada, many provinces are moving towards, or have already implemented, specific requirements for holding out as a financial planner. For instance, in Ontario, the Financial Services Regulatory Authority, FSRA, now regulates the use of titles like financial planner and financial advisor. This means individuals using these titles must comply with specific educational and ethical standards. Many credible financial planners will also hold professional designations like the Certified Financial Planner, or CFP, designation, which can be verified through the Financial Planning Standards Council, FPSC, website. Checking for these designations and verifying them with the issuing body adds another layer of assurance. So, to summarize verification, for insurance, go to your provincial insurance regulator's website. For investments, check IIROC or MFDA's public registries, or your provincial securities commission. For financial planning titles, check FSRA in Ontario, or look for and verify professional designations like CFP. This leads us to our next point. What types of licenses does an advisor typically need to have? It's not a one-size-fits-all, and it really depends on the scope of their services. An advisor selling out life insurance needs a life insurance agent's license for their specific province or territory. This license permits them to sell products like term life, whole life, universal life, as well as accident and sickness insurance. It requires passing exams and ongoing education. If they're selling SATs, mutual funds, they need to be registered as a AA dealing representative with a mutual fund dealer regulated by the MFDA. This involves passing the Canadian Securities course and the Mutual Funds Conduct and Practices course. For advisors working at investment dealers, selling individual stocks, bonds, or a broader range of investment products, they'll need to be registered as a registered representative under IIROC. This is a more comprehensive registration, requiring additional courses like the Conduct and Practices Handbook course. Many advisors hold multiple licenses. For example, it's common for an advisor to be licensed for both life insurance and mutual funds, often referred to as a dually licensed advisor. This allows them to offer a broader suite of products to meet diverse client needs. Some may even have licenses for dealing in exempt market securities or for mortgage brokering, depending on their business model. The key is that each type of product or service they offer requires a specific, active license or registration. Beyond these product-specific licenses, many top advisors will also hold professional designations. We already mentioned the Certified Financial Planner, CFP, designation, which is globally recognized and indicates a high standard of competency in holistic financial planning. Other designations include the Chartered Financial Analyst, or CFA, common for those specializing in investment analysis, or the Registered Retirement Consultant, or RRC, for retirement planning specialists. While these aren't licenses in the same regulatory sense, they demonstrate advanced knowledge, ethical commitment, and often stricter continuing education requirements. Finally, let's talk about industry-regulated compliances. Is your advisor actually following them? This is the ongoing oversight aspect, and it's absolutely crucial for consumer protection. In Canada, advisors are subject to a robust framework of rules and regulations. This framework ensures that they act in your best interest and conduct themselves ethically. Firstly, they must adhere to Know Your Client, KYC rules. This means they are legally obligated to gather comprehensive information about your financial situation, your investment knowledge, risk tolerance, and financial goals. They can't just sell you something without understanding your needs. This information forms the basis of whether an investment or insurance product is truly suitable for you. Secondly, there are suitability requirements. Based on the KYC information they gather, advisors must recommend only products and strategies that are suitable for your specific circumstances. They can't sell you a high-risk investment if your risk tolerance is low, or an insurance product that doesn't align with your needs. This is a fundamental consumer protection principle. Thirdly, advisors must maintain strict confidentiality. Regarding your personal and financial information, there are strong privacy laws in Canada that govern how your data is collected, stored, and used. They are also subject to rules around disclosure of fees, commissions, and potential conflicts of interest. They must clearly explain how they are compensated for the products they sell or the advice they provide. Transparency here is key. All licensed advisors and their firms are subject to regular audits and supervision by their respective regulatory bodies: FSRA, BCFSA, AMF for Insurance, IIROC, MFDA, Provincial Securities Commissions for Investments. These regulators conduct periodic reviews of firm practices and advisor activities to ensure compliance. If an advisor is found to be non-compliant, they can face severe disciplinary actions, including fines, suspension, or even permanent revocation of their license. Furthermore, firms themselves have internal compliance departments that monitor their advisors. They provide ongoing training on regulatory changes and enforce internal policies to ensure adherence to rules. If you ever have concerns about your advisor's conduct or suspect they aren't following regulations, you have avenues to complain. You can contact their firm's compliance department or directly file a complaint with their regulating body, e.g., FSRA, BCFSA, AMF, IIROC, MFDA. These organizations are there to investigate complaints and protect consumers. In conclusion, taking the time to verify your advisor's licenses, understanding the different types of credentials they hold, and being aware of the compliance standards they must adhere to empowers you as a client. It allows you to build a trusted relationship with a qualified professional and ensures that your financial well-being is in capable and regulated hands here in Canada.